how about this? On the 45th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice, another miracle in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in a shocking upset. Absolutely nobody saw it coming. Kyle Busch wins your NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series FRA 208 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tanner, what is your reaction to this incredible upset? And do you think this Kyle Busch kid has a future in the sport? I don't know. I think he might win 63 cup races one day, maybe even 2 cup championships. What do you think?
You know, he's only doing a limited schedule with Spire Motorsports this season, so we'll have to see what he's able to do at a real racetrack. But, being able to drag it out with a series veteran like Stuart Friesen and take the win away like that was pretty impressive for that young gun. So we'll have to see, but enough of being facetious about it. Stuart Friesen got outclassed by one of the best that's ever done it. And it's unfortunate because I think a lot of people would like to see someone like Friesen, who has been a truck lifer for his entire NASCAR career, obviously get into the playoffs early. He's had a rough few seasons, especially since switching over to Toyota. And it would have been nice to have seen someone of his caliber get into the postseason early so he can have a bit more of a hall pass throughout the regular season to have the flexibility to go for alternative strategies at certain racetracks to help build up a playoff point threshold that would be insurmountable come the postseason. But unfortunately, he ran into one of the best of all time. And I just felt like coming out of turn 4, there was just no way Friesen was going to win that race from the vantage point he was at. And I think the only way he could have possibly won that race is if he had just cranked a left coming out of turn 4 and turned Kyle into the infield. So it's unfortunate, but it's good to see Rowdy get back in victory lane. You don't want to see someone who has had such an illustrious career at the Cup Series, Xfinity Series, and Truck Series levels go through the slump that he's had over the past 2 seasons. And it's good to see him in good spirits and coming out on top, even if it is just a Truck Series race.
Yeah, well, and obviously we were joking at the start about Kyle. Of course, Kyle's had an illustrious career, but I can't get over, he's won 63 times in the Cup Series. That's his lowest total across the top 3. He's got 102 wins in Xfinity. He's got 67 now in the Truck Series, and just like you said, across all 3 series. And I don't think certainly the Xfinity record, and I'd have to say, maybe there's some truck lifer, in the future that'll be as dominant as he has been in that series. But I don't think either of those records are going anywhere anytime soon with the new limitations that we have on bushwhacking. No pun intended in this case. I don't think anybody's going to even come close to those records, at least anytime in the near future. But I think and people were talking about this. Obviously in light of what happened with Kyle in the Cup Series last year, I guess it can be a good confidence boost. I personally am not a fan of Cup drivers stealing wins in the lower divisions. I think for Stuart Friesen in particular, and I had to double check this stat because I couldn't believe. Stuart Friesen's only got 3 career wins in the Truck Series. I would have thought he would have been approaching double digits by now with how long he's been in the Truck Series and how successful he's been in terms of top 5s and top 10s and coming close. But he hasn't won since Texas in 2022, and it would have been only his 4th win ever. I thought maybe he had a shot at it at various points on that last lap, but of course Kyle, being the veteran that he is, was able to manipulate the draft to his advantage and get him at the line. So. Again, not too much to say in terms of the season picture here, A, because it's still very early in the season, but B, obviously Kyle winning the race does nothing to affect the playoff grid, whereas if Stuart Friesen had won the race, he would have been locked in and not had to worry about that the remainder of the season. But of course now, second place finish, I guess you could say, is a good points day, but in this chaotic playoff era that we're living in now, you would certainly want to have a race win under your belt, not have to worry about that for the next few months.